The chill of a December morning rolled across the port of Qingdao. Cranes groaned like waking giants, their arms rising above mountains of copper concentrate, fine, dark earth that shimmered faintly with promise. Beneath the container shadows, Customs Officer Zhong Xin clicked his pen and scribbled figures that would be tallied into China's growing hunger for red gold. Far inland, a quiet war was being waged, not with weapons, but with megawatts and megatons. The smelter lords in the towering boardroom of Jiangxi Copper, Chairman Zhongshin brushed his hand over a fresh map. The smelter expansion in Guishi was ahead of schedule. 1,000 furnaces would soon light up the night, devouring concentrate and spewing refined cathode destined for wires that would snake through EVs, satellites, and megagrids. But the problem was supply. "The mines in Peru are delayed again," said his deputy, voice tight. "And Codelco's quota is locked up by like Zhengyu Zhenjiang, Shanghai Mineral Products Company, Limited, Hubei Global Union Company, Limited until Q3. Chairman Zhong's eyes narrowed. "We'll outbid them. Or, we find new mines." The traders circle half a world away, in a smoky lounge in Geneva, a quiet deal was being struck. "Thirsty," she said. "And we have the ships. The ports." The man smiled slowly. "Only if the price is right." The bottleneck back in China, smelters like Tongling non-ferrous were already at the brink. Processing fees had fallen so low they were paying just to stay running. Their massive blast furnaces, once symbols of industrial might, now ran idle 3 days a week. In the coal-lit night, an engineer named Liang Ping stared at the silent conveyor belts. She had grown up during the last commodity boom. Now, she watched as the industry strained under its own weight. "All this tech," she whispered, "but no feedstock." The new rush in a gleaming tower in Shenzhen, the unlikely savior arrived. Xiamen C&D, once a real estate empire, now rebranding itself as the next mining powerhouse. They had just acquired a smelter in Lianing, and they were hunting raw material with a vengeance. From the DRC to Indonesia, their agents roamed the jungle and desert, waving contracts and satellite phone signals like war banners. The awakening by mid-2024. The numbers hit. 28 million metric tons of copper concentrate had been imported. A record. Ports overflowed. Smelters ramped up again. EVs rolled off assembly lines. Solar grids stretched across Xinjiang deserts like copper veins under the skin of the earth. But Chairman Liu, now older, standing on his smelter's catwalk, was not smiling. "Next year," he muttered, "we will need more." Because he knew the truth no one wanted to say aloud. China's thirst for copper was only beginning. China's demand for copper concentrate and copper cathode, unwrought copper, in 2024. Copper concentrate imports. State-owned and private smelters, Jiangxi, Tongling, Jinchuan, Yunnan, etc., are rapidly expanding capacity, especially with multiple large projects coming online in 2024 to 2025. CSPT centralizes smelters' purchasing power and plays a pivotal role in benchmark treatment fee setting. Global traders and metal trading houses import and supply concentrate. Zhengyu Zhenjiang, Shanghai Mineral Products Company, Limited, Hubei Global Union Company, Limited dominate shipments. New market entrants from other sectors, real estate, exporters, are building smelting capacity, increasing raw material demand. Capacity additions are outpacing mine output, intensifying competition for concentrate. Smelters are even paying negative fees to process concentrate to stay operational, reflecting scarcity in supply on specific treatment fees, import volumes per company, or breakdown by upcoming projects. XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Ltd's copper network in China. The first shipment under the blistering sun of Lubumbashi, a train rattled slowly toward the port of Dar es Salaam. Inside the sealed containers were 1,000 metric tons of copper concentrate, high grade, low moisture, booked by an unassuming agency few had heard of. But in the boardrooms of Beijing, Shanghai, and Chengdu, whispers had already begun. Who is XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited? The genesis of XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited. XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited Global Resources was born not in a skyscraper, but in a two-room apartment in Shanghai. Its founder, Professor Babu, was a trade consultant who knew one truth: China's hunger for copper would never sleep. Rather than compete with giants like Zhengyu Zhenjiang, Shanghai Mineral Products Company, Limited, Hubei Global Union Company, Limited, Professor Babu envisioned a network-first model, an agile, digital-savvy agency that would do one thing better than anyone else: connect African suppliers with real Chinese buyers. The first break in 2025, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited made its first big move, signing a copper offtake agreement with a small but high-grade mining operation in Tanzania, DRC, and Zambia. But the challenge wasn't the copper. It was the Chinese buyers. In Beijing, Shanghai, Ningbo, and Lebanon, smelters were tired of fakes, brokers, and
this is the consent.
long chains. They wanted direct access. XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited delivered. Through a relentless series of face-to-face meetings, tea-house negotiations, WeChat introductions, and cold call pitches, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited locked in memorandums of understanding, MOUs, with 2 independent smelters in Jiangsu, a cable manufacturer in Hebei, a mid-tier cathode plant in Sichuan, a SOE-backed logistics partner in Tianjin. The great matchmaking. Unlike traditional trading houses, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited acted as a trust bridge. Every African mine they onboard, big or small, was vetted via a 3-layer due diligence process. Photos, SGS reports, site visits, and drone footage. Then, Chinese buyers were offered real-time cargo previews, lab reports in Mandarin, and terms aligned with Chinese customs and safe, foreign exchange, rules. Buyers loved the XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited transparency. Suppliers loved the demand. Soon, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited wasn't just brokering. They were building trust, crisis and credibility. In 2025, when copper concentrate prices spiked and fake traders flooded the market, many deals collapsed. Chinese buyers lost millions. But XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited stood firm. Their cargoes landed. Their partners were paid. And their credibility soared. A senior procurement director from Jiangxi Copper privately said, "We have Zhengyu Zhenjiang, Shanghai Mineral Products Company, Limited. We have Hubei Global Union Company, Limited. But XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited, they bring us opportunity with trust." The network expands. By 2025, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited had built a cross-China network of 27 verified buyers, smelters, processors, refiners, and manufacturers spanning Shanghai, Guangdong, Shantou, Zhaoqing, Dongguan, Inner Mongolia, Baotu's industrial belt, Yunnan, new smelter clusters, Zhejiang and Fujian, refining for export. At the same time, they secured supply partnerships in Democratic Republic of the Congo, Zambia, Tanzania, each deal powered by WeChat rooms, Mandarin-speaking agents, and a 24-hour logistics desk in Shenzhen. The rise of a quiet giant today, XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited doesn't shout. It doesn't host glitzy conferences or publish glossy reports. But its copper flows into China every month. Verified, cleared, paid, delivered. African suppliers now say, if you want a real buyer in China, talk to XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited. On LinkedIn are red line snakes across the globe, from the copper belts of Katanga to the industrial cities of China. It is not just a trade route. It is a thread of trust, woven by XYB Global Traders, Shanghai, Limited.